Step 4. Navigating your PC software. In this example, we'll be going through the software for ARScan. We're using the MYOB sample file, which is the Clearwater standard. And up the top, you can actually clearly see that it's showing you which file is actually opened, our product, which is ARScan, and currently we're logged in as administrator. The first thing we're going to do is go through some of our menus. So in the File menu, we just have Open, which takes you to the files so that you can actually open whichever file you wish. In this case, we're going to sign on as the administrator, and it's the MYOB sample file, so there is no password. In your case, you would have a user ID and a password that you would enter. For this one, we will actually just be pressing on OK. It will actually open the file, and that's where you can once again see that it's opened the Clearwater standard file in our ARScan software, and we're logged on as administrator. Under File also, there's Close the window and Exit. Under Database, we actually have Delete all count data. This is important when we're doing stock takes, because once we've committed, then we would actually need to come back in here and delete all count data. We'll go through that part a little bit later. Under the tools, this is quite an important step. So the first thing we're going to do here is go through the first item, which is Options. Click on Options, open the screen. You'll see that there's a number of tabs across the top. We have an area where you can actually set where any of your exported files will actually be stored. We have it as the default of the user, whose laptop or machine it is, and in the Documents folder. Simply press on the ellipse to bring up, and you can sort or create a new folder wherever you would wish it to be stored, such as on your server or in another area on the C drive. For us, we're going to leave it in the default one, so we're just going to press cancel and go back out, and you can clearly see this is going to be stored in the C Users Trish Laptop Documents directory. The next part is the printing, where you want your information to be printed to. If you have a report printer, which is your A4 reports, you would actually go and select which printer. It brings up the list of windows. For this example, we're going to be selecting our Oki printer. If you actually have the preview checked, it's always handy to have that, because you might want to, if it's a really large report, then you might want to print 40 pages before realizing that that's not quite what you want. It's always good in the beginning in particular to have it so it's previewing your reports, and it'll come up on the screen and allow you to see what you're about to print. Some people have a label printer, a specific label printer that takes label rolls. They might want to set it to that printer. Otherwise, you can set it to your A4 printer. We have templates for your barcode label printing for either an A4 printer or a specific label printer. In this case, I'm going to set it to my Citizen 321 printer, which is a specific label printer. Once again, I actually have the preview, which is important so you can see that what you're actually going to print to your label printer is correct. Next item is the default item label. We have a number of templates, which if you click on here, you can actually see what we do have. So we have 100 by 1 by 73, and code 128, or in the EAN. We have a variety of those. All these ones through here, before you get to the listing that says Avery, which is down the bottom, the Avery ones will print to your A4 printer. All the rest are specific to the label printer. So all these ones go to a label printer. Where you see Avery, they go to an A4 printer. So for this example, we're just going to pick this up. Once you've set these, then you don't have to reset them again. They're kept as a default. The last bit on the Environment tab is to maximise the main windows, which you can have on or off. And I always suggest that we edit the label design and the edit report design functions. So that's the end of the environment. Next, we go to the System tab. This is where it's important to look at where your barcode field is. So examples where it might be is in the MYOB item number. You may have kept it in a custom field 1, 2 or 3, or it may be in the supplier item number. It's important to tell ARScan where your item number or barcode is going to be sitting. In this case, we're going to set it to the item number. The next area, that tab that we will go to, is for inventory. This allows you to set which is your MYOB chart of accounts for inventory, where you want to store the information that we send back to AccountRight. In this case, we're going to set it to, for us, it's the 11400, which is clearly the inventory account, which is an asset. You can select a job if you so choose. And the same with the adjust inventory defaults, set it to whichever area or account that you've got set up for that. Once you've done that, we have also included now a receive items report. So you can actually edit these and create your own, or stay with the default that we've put in there for you. The last tab in the options is sales. You have the ability to allow duplicate invoice numbers, enable label printing from sales, which we'll go through a little bit later, and which item sales label template you would like to use. Set up your item sales reports, customer payment report, or payment reconciliation report. Once you've successfully navigated and set up all of your options in all of your tabs, then simply go down to the bottom and press OK. So that was under Tools Options, and that's where we would go to set up the main information for the system. The next item under the Tools tab is the Download Program to Scanner. Often when you upgrade our software, you need to also upgrade your scanner. So you would press on this, make sure that the scanner's plugged in, and it will automatically update the scanner to the latest program. Set the scanner clock is used often for us just to test that scanner is communicating properly with the PC. If we do a custom label format for you, we would email it through, and then you would save it to your desktop and then click on the Import Custom Label and select the label that we've given you, open it up, and it will actually go into your system. It's come up with an error there because I already have it loaded. One thing that's really quite important to look at is if you're having a problem and you call us, we will often ask you to go to the Tools Error Log area and view the error log. This will come up, and then you can actually copy that for us, right click and copy it and paste it into an email and send it off, and then we can actually have a look at it and see what the problem may be. There is the ability within the error log to delete it, but we ask you initially not to do that so that we do have that ability to view the log. It doesn't take up much space, so there's really no reason to delete it. The next tab along the line is reports. We have included for sales the ability to print custom payments, so you can actually do all your cash up for the day for your salespeople. You can select the date and time that you want the report to cover. You can do it for all salespeople, or you can actually select a single salesperson. Click on the customer payments and it would bring up the reports, or alternatively, you can actually edit the report design and that will bring you into the designer, which you can then change what information you would want on there. Close out of that, and it's the same for the payment reconciliation. You can run that report. So that's the end of the reports. Window, it just allows you the normal window functions of cascading, tiling horizontally, vertically, and it just actually shows that this is the window that's currently open. Huge benefit that we have within ARScan is our help system. If you go to help contents, it will actually take you through all the information that you will need to ensure that you can run ARScan effectively. All the options are there that we've actually just gone through, complete with all the pictures that you would need. You can print any of the topics, or you can print selected areas. The first thing that you would do within ARScan is to actually import your data from AccountRight. That allows the system to be able to process the information that is through to the scanner. So we would click on that. It will update the ARScan, which is our software, directly from your AccountRight file. Within ARScan, you cannot change any of the customers, staff information, item information, descriptions, anything like that. The information that we bring across from AccountRight is mainly to allow you to have descriptions and to select customers and or staff from the scanner. So let's just have a look at the items that it's brought across. You can actually see here, this is where you can maximize the window. And you can actually see we can't edit any of that. It just tells you what the item number is, the barcode, any information on the scanner, what MYOB currently thinks it has on hand, the selling units, base sell price, description, everything that comes across from MYOB. We'll also show you any of the sold, bought, and what is actually inventoried. Let's close out of that window. The next item is printing labels. So we set up before in the tools options the label that we wanted. For now, we're just going to change it to one of the bigger ones for an example. We're going to add to our grid here a selection of labels that we may want to print. Press on the by selection, you can see your grid of labels. Click on the one that you want. If you want several others, hold down the control key and click on the others that you may want. Down here you can add all, which could be scary if you have 10,000 items, but otherwise we're just going to add the selected ones that we've done. You can see they're now in this grid. Label quantity is defaulted to 1, but you can set it to 2, or in this case we might set it to 10. At that stage you would actually print your labels. As I said, we have the preview set, so you can actually see the labels come all the way up before you actually go and print them. So you would print and it would go to whichever printer you have actually set. If you wish to change it to something else at that stage, you can easily do that and print off the labels. Once you've finished printing, you can actually close. This will stay here in case you want to add others, or you can alternatively clear the list. There are other passes here where you can actually, if you know the barcode, you can type it in, which will actually allow you to do a search for it, change the label quantity, and print the labels. Close again by using the cross up the top and clear the list. If you wanted to, you could actually pre-print your barcodes from a purchase order that may be coming in. Click on the buy order, find your suppliers. This is quite a large old data set, so we'll see if we can bring some up. And there we go, we'll pull in one of these. So it's saying that on this order, what is coming in, the pine stands, there's 2 of those coming in, and a steel stand, there's 3. So you can print those labels, then they're ready to stick on when the goods arrive. You can also use the scanner to scan any barcodes out in your warehouse or in your shop that may need to be reprinted. then you would actually bring the scanner back, connect it up and upload, but we'll go through the scanner part later. One other bit that you might want to look at, this is the label that we're looking at, which is the 101 by 73. We also have the ability to edit the label design. Maximize your window up, and that's where you can change the size of the information, change the font by just going down through here, change the size of the barcode. If you go too small, you'll actually get where it's not going to fit, and that's where you know you've done the wrong thing. I always recommend that before you do exit out, that you actually save it as something else within the area so that you have your original templates are kept safe. If you do happen to overwrite one of your templates and you want it back, then just contact us at Barcode Logic and we can actually send that file through to you. And then you could actually use the tools, import the custom label format file to bring that file back in. That's mainly all there is with the print labels. So we'll close that window. And now we're up to downloading the items to the scanner. So we're going to click on this and it will tell you that the scanner is not connected. We can see from the Windows Mobile Device Center that the scanner is not actually connected. So this is where you would actually take hold of your scanner, making sure that you have the small end plugged into the bottom of the scanner firmly. Plug your USB in, press the scan button to wake your scanner up. It'll make a really happy sound because it's quite happy to be connected. There it goes. And you can see down here that it's actually saying that the Mobile Device Center is now connected. Once again, you do not need to do anything with any of this. Simply minimize it out of the way. Now we're going to click on the button on the PC to download the items to the scanner. It's really quite quick. It will tell you that it's downloaded. Okay. On the scanner, you can actually see that it will actually give you the information that the item list was last downloaded on Thursday and the time that it was downloaded. That completes the run through of the item list.